Hello everyone. In this short video, I'm gonna demonstrate how we can interact with 1200G2 CPU based on NFC, the near-field communication, which is a wireless communication technology that allows devices to exchange data when they are in very close proximity. And here is where I want to draw your attention to. You can see here is a new logo NFC on our device service, and it is used in conjunction with a new app that is developed for iPhone. It's called S7 1200G2 NFC. And with this app, you can easily read data from or write data to our CPU. Now I'm gonna press the read button on my phone and tap on close to the in front of the PLC. Now we can see the information retrieved from the PLC. Here is the module name, the MFB, and also hardware, firmware version, IP address, and so on. And some of them may notice that the MFB is using a blue pattern, different from the others. Actually, this means that it is a clickable hyperlink, and you may also see somewhere else throughout the app. We can click on it. Then you will be directed to a product support page, but currently the information is not available, and you will see that after our product release. So let's go back. And on the right side, you can also see the status of the LED and also a visual representative of our PLC. The rest of the functionalities are divided into three parts: operations, devices, diagnostics. So I will first go to the devices and click on it. And you will go to a subpage. And the purpose of this category is to show the detailed information of every module that is connected to the G2 CPU, including the CPU itself. But in our case, we see we don't have any extension module here. But if that is the case, you can also find more identified information about the module itself, like its slot number, the MFB, hardware and firmware version, and so on. And here, for the CPU, you may notice that more fields are added here. Like you can also find the TIA Portal version and the configured CPU version, and also the status of the web server. And here, from the left side, you can see MC. This indicates the status of our semantic memory card. It's blue. That means, in our case, we are currently using a semantic card inside the CPU. But if no one is inserted, then it remains gray. Since it's blue, we can click as a hyperlink. Then you can find more detailed information of our card, like its capacity, the space used free, and its type. So let's go back. The same case for the IP address here, and you click on it. So it is actually possible to edit the IP address via the write function of the NFC. To do that, I need to first change to another PLC. Since there's a condition I want to mention, first, it shouldn't be configured firstly in the TIA portal. Otherwise, this function will be disabled in the NFC app. So I will first change to this one. Let's perform a read here. Then I click on the IP address again. Now we can see the current IP address, and I press the button on the top right, this edit. Then I change the number of the IP from 2 to 3, and I press done. Then you may notice there's a write button pop-up in the button. And this means that it already detects some modifications that need to be applied. So let's press this write button and tap on it. So now the new IP address should already write to the CPU. But some of them may ask why the IP is still 2 here. So that's the important thing I want to mention here. Usually, the information displayed on the page is the information that we obtained from the most recent read. So in order to update it, we need to perform an extra read so that we can get the latest information. Now you can see the IP address do change to 3. So let's continue with diagnostic. Let's click on it. So this page is actually to show the comparison between the hardware configuration and also the actual device data. And you can see here, if you go further, you will find the cycle times, the used memory, and the last item is the diagnostic buffer. And if you click on it, actually, this is a separate session that needs an extra read, because we know that diagnostic buffer is usually a big package of information with relatively large volume. And to retrieve the data, we need to perform another read here. Let's try it. Okay, you may notice that we need maybe a bit longer than usual since, as I mentioned, the large volume of the data, but we successfully retrieve the data here. Then you can do the same way as you do with online TL Portal for debugging. Now let's go to the operations next. Let's click on it. And here you can go to the mode, and you can change the run or stop mode by the write function here. Let's try it. So currently it's already run. It's better to change it to stop. Now I think you can see from this flashing LED, it's already successfully changed. Or you can also reset the memory or set time to align the time of the POC with the time on your phone. Here, I want to mention that every time when you create a new project for 1200G2, the NFC function is deactivated by default, and it is needed to be activated explicitly. So for security concern, we can also separately disable the write function, or you can set a password to it. So all this can be done in the TL Portal configuration. So let's see what's the difference. So in order to do that, we need to change back to this PLC, since this one we already set a password for it. So let's read it again. And then operations. Now I want to change the mode from run to stop. From stop to run. Now I think you already noticed the difference on the screen. Here I need to put the password. Done. And then perform the write. Now you can see only with the password can we successfully change the mode. And in this case, only users with permission can change the PLC data. Now the last point I want to mention is here, the left corner, the setting button. And if you press on it, you can find a list of recent scanned devices also with a timestamp. And you can easily choose any one by clicking on it, or swap if you want to delete. Now we can see with this simple and quick NFC method, we can easily achieve functionalities like retrieving information from the CPU, diagnosing, and also performing some maintenance operations on the PLC. Actually, this is all the information I want to share with you about the NFC part. And thanks for watching, and see you next time.